All right, Transformers. Angelo Reynolds Sr. here. We're live, and I hope you guys have come on like we've been doing here daily. For those persons who've been following us, this is a Q&A session, and so if you're new to the broadcast, I want to say welcome to the Transformers Academy. If you've been following us, you know every Sunday the Transformers Academy begins a new vitamin of the week. And the Transformers Academy is about transformation. So take a look at us on our social media aspects. And also catch me at drangeloreynolds.com, where you get a chance to see exactly what we're doing, what we're planning to do, and how we can be a benefit for your organization, your ministries, your educational institutions, your employers, and all those things we do that is related to transformation. Okay. All right. So this week's topic for Transformers Academy is near and dear to me. And so I posted on yesterday. Oh, go to YouTube and you'll get a chance to see some of the content there that was posted. So every day this week at 7 p.m., I'll come back on live. I'll give you guys an opportunity to take a look at what's been presented there on YouTube. And what I like to do is have an open forum, something that gives us an opportunity to discuss the week's transformational vitamin. This week's transformational vitamin is Ph.D. to convicted felon. That's me. And so the part that goes with that is how to overcome any obstacle. So if you're a person who've had some challenges, you've had some obstacles, you've had some setbacks, I'm sure that this will be beneficial for you guys. We're excited because those persons who may have read or heard my story, you know how tumultuous it has been, or it was for me, in terms of getting from one place to the next. And that's truly how the Transformers Academy really came about, as a way to move from one place to the next. And so I want to hear about your obstacles, your challenges. One of the biggest obstacles that I ran into when I was a convicted felon was not being able to obtain a job, something so serious, and actually for 6 whole years, unable to work, unable to make a living. And so I became creative. And so what I want to do is, if you're on the air, I'm going to give you some suggestions. Don't tell you what to do, but we want to suggest things that you're able to do in the midst of your obstacles. And sometimes during these obstacles, you tend to don't know how to overcome them. There may be something that is more severe, less severe. I don't know. But the midst of it is finding a way to overcome those obstacles so that they don't keep you back. And so you'll know that the minute you begin to do something or go after something that you've been wanting to do, there comes the obstacle, there comes the challenge, there comes the setback, there comes whatever it is that can hinder you from gaining access to what you really want. And so what I want to suggest, talk about 3 things, and we'll post these things here on social media, but also on YouTube. 3 things I want you to keep in mind: that an obstacle is a temporary halt in the midst of a transformation. What do you mean by that? Well, it's something that is presented itself, and sometimes obstacles can be a good thing. We'll talk about that this week. But mainly when obstacles come, it tends to halt temporarily something, or gets in the way of something that we're trying to do or doing. And so what's the best way to overcome those things? What's the best way to, in the midst of an obstacle, what's the best way to keep moving forward? I want you to begin to think about that particular obstacle, but also talk about or think about solutions, and not necessarily dwelling on the fact that it's a major obstacle for you. I'll give you an example. For me, the biggest thing that came out of not being able to become employed for 6 years was me becoming an author, writing books, and creating a business that now has brought me places and done things that I never imagined that I could do. And so you have to find some creativity. Remember that these obstacles are things that are temporarily, sometimes they seem long. 6 years was a long time. But in that time, you have to find things. If you have to halt, in something that you're doing, find something that you can do in lieu of, that is in replace of or in conjunction with what you're trying to do. I hope that makes sense for you. And so we want to make sure that these obstacles are not something that completely diminishes or demises what we're trying to do. Because I believe that if you set forth yourself to do something and you're passionate about it, the minute something comes, a challenge or obstacle, depending on how you face it, can really move you back or set you back to a point where you get discouraged and give up. So if you're there and you have had some challenges, you've had some obstacles, make sure that you obviously take it head on, move forward, and find that creativity moment for you. Never thought in a million years that I would begin to transform lives all over the world by writing books and speaking things about my experiences. People love your stories. You have a story. You have a book in you. Have you thought about writing your story? These are things that people want to hear. They want to share, and finding some refuge through that obstacle. Okay. So, all right. So if you're on the air and you want to share some information with us, but if you want to be more confidential, go to DrAngeloReynolds.com, where you get a chance to send us and find out how you can become a transformer. Find out how you can be a part of the subscription, and find out how we can get you the literature that I have, Overcoming Obstacles, Beating the Odds, and The Act of Change. 2 books I highly recommend in terms of transition and transforming, getting from one place to the next, but maximizing your full potential, bringing out the best in you. I'm Angelo Reynolds, Senior, that is. And this is live from the Transformers Academy. Remember, we're on daily at 7 p.m. Eastern. Look throughout the day for your alerts, because I do come on during the daytime for this week's transformational vitamin of Ph.D. to convicted felon. What do you do in the midst of turmoil? And I'll talk candidly all this week, suggestive wise, about what I did, what was beneficial for me, and how you can use some of these same principles, because they're universal things. I didn't create them, I just used them. So I hope this has been a hope for you. This will be posted on YouTube. Go back and take a look at it. Catch me at DrAngeloReynolds.com on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that social media. And we love to hear from you. But more importantly, we want you to take that step to greatness. Find the best in you and overcome that obstacle. Don't let it take you down. Don't let it stop you. And more importantly, don't allow you, prohibit you from getting the best of the best of the best. We'll see you tomorrow if it's God's will. Peace, love, and blessings. We'll see you then.